In the past, I've done these outlines. Quant and Jasmy. Some people say that it's just speculative. They're not working together. You're just trying to make a cool video. Well, I've shown research in the past to back some of those statements up. But I will state it once again, because I've said it once and I'll say it again. It's what's indirectly involved. Okay? And I'll show you some actual research to back up my hypothesis. Okay? Let's start off with a blast from the past. We're going to take past, present, and future. Consider sticking around to the end of this outline. You're going to want to hear this because I haven't done this in a while. So, let's citate Gilbert Verdian. Number one, right here. Gilbert Verdian, excited about this article about Quant Network Overledger in Japan by Crypto Times. Thank you for the article, he says. Why is this important? Because when we get more into this, when you go realize that even dating back from March 28th of 2018, this ages really, really well. Let's take you over to here, because Crypto Times cites some of this. Let's full screen this as well. It says, what is ISO TC 307? Well, ISO TC 307 is an attempt to develop an international standard for blockchain. Hello, what is some of the stuff I've been talking about? API Day 2024 come up on September 18th, so that aged well as well because that confirms some things. But more importantly, it's understanding that it's a standard for blockchain with the participation of a total of 35 countries. That has grown since 2018. The participating countries are mainly countries that are advanced in blockchain technology, such as Japan, the United States, Germany, China, so on and so forth. ISO TC 307 is also compatible with Overledger. Well, of course it is. Why? Because it is the standard for building on blockchain, and it is the Quant Network standard by Gilbert Verdian. He's the one that created that. All right. That leads us to what? That leads us to this other particular thing. And man, is it good. All right. So I'm going to take you over to here. And this is from Payments and Markets. Shout out to Quant Papa, who provided me this information. Cited from the Bank of Japan, interpreted into English. And I'm just going to take it right down to it. Why? Because when we get down into it, it's about a liaison system. That is what you should take away from this. Because understanding that each level of ISO TC 68 and some of these other ones that you see listed here, liaison officers are dispatched to each committee to facilitate coordination and to ensure smooth development of international standards while eliminating the overlapping work with related TCs. Currently, the ISO TC 68 National Committee has liaison relationships with who? ISO TC 307. That's right. Blockchain, distributed ledger technologies, and the following SCs under ISO IEC JTC 1. That's also worth pointing out. Why? Well, this gets really, really good. Because a few months ago, I did a video, and shout out to LilBidman, and it was highlighting the significance of a particular ISO standard that Jasmy got certification in. And we said for the longest time, hey, guess what? Bijit, which is, I guess you could say, kind of like a parent company or partner of Jasmy, where you have Kunitake Ando, Kazuma Sato, and so on, they became ISO compliant. And I mentioned that Jasmy can become ISO compliant. And then what do we see? We had confirmation. Jasmy not only became ISO compliant, not ISO 222, but ISO compliant. They got their own ISO certification. And that was called, I believe, through, was it ISSMS, basically. So where am I really going with this, and what connector do I have? Check this out. This is really, really cool because it's going to confirm all the speculation of the past and some people saying I have a nothing burger. I love it when this ages well. Check this out. So for one, ISO TC 307, Blockchain Distributed Ledger Technology. It is responsible for the standardization of blockchain and electronic distributed ledger technology. The Secretariat of the Domestic Deliberative Organization is the Japan Information Technology Promotion Association, which is called JIPDEC. All right, remember that statement. Now, where am I going? Well, a while back, basically on July 11th, just a couple months ago, Sun mentions that Optima Solutions published an article about Jasmy's acquisition of ISMS. An ISMS information security management system is a framework for managing the security of an organization's information assets. Jasmy will apply risk management processes to maintain the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information, and to provide confidence that risks are properly managed. Did a deep dive about it, right? So we've been there, done that. But LilBidman, you rock, brother. Because here's the point. LilBidman says, congrats to Sun on the ISMS certification. And he looks forward to Jasmy acquiring the P mark. Strong houses are built on solid foundations. But more importantly, here is your boil it, mash it, stick it, and stew, because he has a brief breakdown of the 25-year-old JIP DEC P mark certification. And according to that article back in July, Sun posted the ultimate certification for any Japanese business that handles personal information. And guess what? That leads us, of course, to privacymark.org. And when you go over there, you will see here that you have some things that are basically posted, but it's understanding that this is something that was obviously a very, very big deal. And again, it's understanding that you must have a personal information protection system complying with JIS, but other ISO standards. And when we get more into this, you can see how this all comes together. But again, JIPDEC, right? So look, this gets even better because when we confirm it, boom, once again, your bullet mash is stick and stew. TC307 is the Quant Network standard, and it is responsible for the standardization of blockchain and electronic distributed ledger technology. The Secretariat of the Domestic Deliberative Organization is the Japan Information Technology Promotion Association, JIPDEC. There is your proof that everybody's been wondering about for the longest time about, is Quant Network, they're not directly working with Jasmy, but they are indirectly working due to standards. And more importantly, it's understanding that, technically speaking, it is a liaison through JIPDEC. There's your confirmation. That's why I wanted to bring it to you. But I, of course, have a little bit more about that because we can't just end it with there. That's not all we got. So what I want to share with you guys is this. It gets even better than that. Let's take you over to this from Ledger Insights. Why would I want to do that? Well, also from our brother Quant Papa, it says here, Bank of Japan launches CBDC API Sandbox and publishes digital yen. That was April of the 29th of April 2024. But more importantly, it's understanding what it says in regards to some of these key statements. And that's, that talks about working groups with the digital yen. Think about this, because we understand that Jasmy will also be working with working groups for the Japanese yen denominated stable coins. Those are the enablers of volume for Jasmy, and understanding that when you see statements here about how there's a 6th working group that plans to explore the coexistence between CBDCs and other payment networks or methods, well, this would include electronic money. Bank of Japan hasn't made a decision to launch a CBDC, but it might find it challenging to promote given consumer awareness of the concept, especially low in Japan. The Bank of Japan is participating in Project Agora, and I've been doing a lot of deep dives about the significance of that. Check out the Quant videos. But the BIS project for cross-border payments using tokenization is a huge, huge deal, because once that happens, it will lead to other things. And where do I have the next Jasmy plug? Right here. Because it says the first Japanese tokenized deposit solution is DCJPY. Why is that significant? Because it's expected to launch in the coming months. All right. Where are you going with this, Max? I mean, that was cool. He confirmed the indirect thing with Quant. Well, shout out to Mark Reddick, and I'm definitely going to tag this brother on X, because he did a wonderful 2.5-minute video about Jasmy and the dawn of a new era, and Boom! Another boiler match is sticking in stew moment because it's the DCJPY Digital Yen Initiative. Understand how that all comes into standards and that interoperability with the Quant network and how Quant has already solidified themselves with Japan. Stick around, listen to this, smash that like. Here we go.
Jasmy and the dawn of a new era, the DCJPY Digital Yen Initiative. In an unprecedented move that could redefine the financial landscape, a consortium of over 70 Japanese firms, including powerhouses like Mitsubishi, UFJ Financial Group, Rakuten, NTT, and academic giants like Keio and Tokyo University, have announced the formation of a digital yen named DCJPY. This bold step towards a blockchain-backed currency is not just a leap into the future of money, it's a testament to the growing trust in decentralized technologies. Enter Jasmy. As a company at the forefront of blockchain innovation, specializing in security and confidentiality, Jasmy is perfectly poised to become the backbone of this revolutionary venture. The DCJPY is designed to tokenize existing bank deposits, creating a fluid and secure digital asset that can be transferred seamlessly across a blockchain network. With Jasmy's patented technology, the consortium has a golden opportunity to leverage a platform that prioritizes data sovereignty and user privacy. For Jasmy, the implications of this collaboration are immense. It's not merely a partnership, it's a clarion call to the industry that Jasmy's blockchain is ready for the big league. By providing the infrastructure for the DCJPY, Jasmy stands to become synonymous with financial security and efficiency. The potential growth trajectory for Jasmy in the wake of the DCJPY initiative cannot be overstated. As the digital yen gains traction, so too does the visibility and credibility of Jasmy's technology. This is a moment for Jasmy to shine, to demonstrate the robustness and scalability of its blockchain solutions. Moreover, the DCJPY project is a significant indicator of blockchain's potential to transform traditional banking. It's a sign that the world is ready to embrace the security, transparency, and efficiency that blockchain promises. And with Jasmy at the helm, the future looks secure and bright. In conclusion, as the DCJPY initiative takes flight, it's clear that we're on the cusp of a new financial era. With the perfect blend of technological expertise and strategic partnerships, Jasmy is not just participating in this change, it's leading it. This could be the start of something huge, a world where digital currencies are the norm, powered by Jasmy's pioneering blockchain technology.
Let's pull this up on your screen as well. And here you go. Why does this matter? It's basically this, understanding that this guy, and if you're wondering about this guy, he's a big deal. He is Yoshitaka Kitao, R3 and Quant, selected as technology providers for the UK's regulated liability network. As we know, that press release was from April, old news, but R3 and Quant selected as technology providers for the UK's regulated liability network. R3 and Quant selected as technology providers of the RLN was a big deal, but more importantly is understanding this guy, that guy that shared it, who really is he? Well, he's Yoshitaka Kitao. Of course, he's the founder and CEO of SBI Holdings. And basically, that itself means that, among other things, they encompass Japan's largest online brokerage. They have 24 million, actually over that, 24 million customers worldwide and around 140 billion under asset management. That's a huge, huge deal. So at the end of the day, since we mentioned SBI, why is this significant? What does it mean for Jasmy moving forward since, as we know, Jasmy has SBI Japan connection, of course, to Genki Oda? Well, it's understanding that this makes a significant impact, of course, on Jasmy because of SBI Holdings, but more importantly, SBI Holdings is a major, huge player in Japan, and more importantly, the Japanese financial services industry. They are known for its innovative approach, I should say, to online banking and, of course, also brokerages. But the company's scale and reach are impressive, with millions of customers and a substantial amount of assets, of course, under management. I mean, say what you want. I mean, they're probably the biggest ones in Japan when it comes to assets under management. I mean, they don't rank up there with the likes of BlackRock, but for Japan, they definitely rank way, way up there. So the connection between SBI Holdings and Jasmy, Well, through Genki Oda, you got to keep in mind it's very noteworthy. So for one, I'm going to get into roughly about 4 different examples about this. And that is, what would this create for Jasmy? It's an increased exposure, okay? SBI's large customer base in itself and strong brand recognition would help increase awareness, of course, for Jasmy and its offerings, but it's the access to the resources, okay? So SBI's extensive network and resources would definitely play a valuable support for Jasmy, and it means basically like access to things like capital and technology or even market insights. Number 3, its credibility and trust. The association with a reputable financial institution like SBI will definitely enhance Jasmy's credibility and trustworthiness in the eyes of investors and, of course, consumers. But we've already done these deep dives in the past about the significance of Genki Oda and SBI Japan and Genki Oda and, you know, the FSA and so on. But it's the synergies, which is number 4, in regards to the technology. So a lot of us have recognized what's going on with Jasmy and Junction, especially when it comes to like AI times DeepIn. But both SBI and Jasmy are involved in what they refer to as technology-driven financial services. I mean, birds of the feather do flock together. In this case, I guess cranes, right? But there may be opportunities for collaboration and integration of technologies to create new products or services. But I think we've already seen that because, if anything, Genki Oda was the plug and connect for Japan of blanketing, you know, quite a bit of Japan with the BitPoint ATMs, and those are touchscreen ATMs. It's just a matter of time before you see touchscreen personal data lockers across Japan. That's a huge deal. When did that happen? 2017. But moving forward, the relationship between SBI and Jasmy, you better believe it would have a positive impact on Jasmy's growth and, of course, development. And, of course, it would leverage SBI's resources and, of course, expertise, making Jasmy being able to have a function of accelerating and expanding and achieving its goals, of course, in blockchain and the digital asset space. But more importantly, Japan, Southeast Asia, and as we've seen with news and deep dives and so on, they're trying to break into Silicon Valley. Don't believe me? Look it up for yourself. San Francisco, right? There is an office in regards to being, I guess, either purchased or leased many years ago from Kunitake Ando. So that's, you know, something that's definitely worth pointing out. So I thought I would mention that to you guys. And if you did listen, do me a favor and simply type this into the comments, SBI, and let me know that you listened to the end of the outline for the Jasmy segment. So with that said, that's going to close out the Jasmy segment of the night. Let me know what you think. I thought it was a big deal because it finally verifies, at least in my eyes, that it doesn't matter if Quant made an announcement or Jasmy made an announcement that they have a direct partnership with Quant Network. You could clearly see the significance of what's indirectly involved. And that is this. Moving forward, we should look, based off the research, that Quant, through ISO/TC 307, is a liaison. Take everything that was presented in regards to the Bank of Japan moving forward, and you can understand why that's a big deal.
If managing your crypto feels like solving a puzzle, it's time to switch to Decent Wallet. Say goodbye to complicated setups and hello to Decent Wallet, the hassle-free solution to your digital currency needs. With just a few taps, you can manage, track, and secure your crypto with unmatched ease. And here's the best part. Grab your Decent Wallet at a discounted price by using the referral link below. Don't miss out on making your crypto experience smoother and more secure.